Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Card Craft. Thanks for joining me today. Those of you that have been with me for a while know that I love envelopes and flips and tucks and all the rest. Another little quick envelope folio. Now this is just with standard envelopes. Nothing fancy, anything else. Just good old supermarket post-coded envelopes. Okay, so we've all got these floating around. They're just, you know, dime a dozen from supermarkets and the dollar shops and all the rest of that. So that's what I thought I'd play with. I looked at my envelopes and I had all these fancy ones and I thought, what if we don't have fancy envelopes? How do we do these so that they go into our journals? And I'd have this tucked into my journal, and I'm just looking around and I don't have a journal sitting beside me. I do, but it's a smaller one, not my standard size ones. So it has a little policy closure, is that what they're called? So just wound around, lots of tucks, lots of pockets, little bits. Oh, and also on the back, because I'd have mine slipped into my journal so that it can be pulled out. So I've got another little one here, little double tag here. If we open it up, we've got, I'm hoping that's in shot, yep. We've got a belly band here. Pull all these ones out. So we've got a little pocket at the back. If I can put it back in. And I've got a little pocket at the front. That one's just on there for a bit of eye candy. But you could turn that into a little pocket as well and just adhere in here and have another little pocket going out that way. Very quick and easy to do, including with the policy closure. So I'll run you through it and we'll make another one. Now when I picked these envelopes up last night, I just grabbed a paper pad that I had sitting here. I've got a pile of them that I'm still working my way through. So I've just grabbed another paper pad. Now, the 6 by 6 inch ones don't fit your standard size envelopes. Big ruler. Because they're just over 6 inches, 6 1/4, bit over. So I had to actually go to a 6.5 by 6.5 inch paper pad. But there's 8-inch ones, there's 12-inch ones, there's digitals, there's scrapbook paper. There's so many things you can cover this with. I just find with the paper pads, everything already matches. You can pull everything out, and it's a good way to get through it because I've got so many of them. Okay, now, your envelopes, standard envelopes, you can do them. I've got some here that are copy dyed, which is what I did with that, but let's face it, you don't see much of the envelope. So let's not use our coffee dyed ones. You can if you want to, but it's up to you. So let's just go with, I've just pulled these straight out of the packet. I've got packets and packets and packets of these. I'll find them occasionally for 50 cents, and I just buy heaps of them because I love my envelopes. So you need 2 envelopes. That's it. Okay, one of course will be attached to that. That will be your closure. That will fold over and that will be where it closes over. So first things first, with this envelope, we're going to cover it. Now it's up to you whether you cover the whole thing or whether you leave a border. I've just pulled out another paper pad. It's been part used, as you can see, but not much. You don't need many sheets. For me, I like the front and the back to be the same. So I'm going to make sure I've got 2 that, all right, they'll do. I want 2 sheets the same for my front and my back. So first things first, we'll cover that one. And then we'll cover our back, which will be that one. Glue stick and glue to make sure it's all stuck down. There'll be some times that I use double-sided tape just for quickness, but the most part will be glue stick and normal white glue. So I'm going to use my glue stick in the center and then my normal white liquid glue around the edges, just because I find these are light. This is cardstock, so it gives me just a little bit. I know what's wrong. Don't have my glasses on. That helps. That helps heaps, actually. Look at that. Right, so now I can go across this. Any of your liquid glues will work. It's up to you. I'm sure you've all got a favourite. Or, as I said before, you can use double-sided tape as well. Right. Make sure I've got that around the right way, because I want that flap to my left. And I'm actually going to go that way. Then what I'm going to do is make sure that that flap is straight down. Give that a push. May need to go back in with some little more glue. We'll see how we go. Because I'm not waiting, and I want my big scissors, and I'll just trim off up to the side of that envelope without cutting the edges, if that makes sense, because I don't want to cut my envelope. I want it as a pocket. Right, so yes, so there's still the other pockets. I didn't show you those, did I? We'll go back, I'll cut that. So in this one, let's just keep that closure done. As well as all those, I have pocket down here and the pocket down there. So that's what we're doing here. Put my lid on my glue very quickly, just with my walnut stain again. Go all the way around the edge, just to give it a little bit of an edge, and takes that core colour off. Sorry if you don't ink. It's personal preference for me. I don't feel like they're finished if they're not inked with my work. Right, so there's my front. We've got that. Now this one needs to be adhered to that, making sure it closes. So don't go right into the edge. It makes it a little bit too tight. Come out just a mil or whatever that is in inches. So I want a bit of double-sided tape with this one, because I need to make sure that this is awesomely stuck down. Just on there. I'll peel that off, because these are new envelopes, so I know that that's sticky. If I've coffee dyed them, I peel that off. Where did I do with the coffee dyed ones? If I've coffee dyed them, I then peel that off, but I know it's not wonderfully sticky anymore, so you need to make sure that you've added enough adhesive to counteract that. So this just gives it a little bit more oomph in there. It's covered anyway. Right. I've lost all my fingernails. Now, double-sided tape doesn't work. Right. So we're going to adhere that one to that, leaving just a little bit. Making sure I cover the double-sided tape. Beautiful. Right. So now this one we're going to cover, which is technically the back. All right. So with my other sheet, and I'm just going to stick it on like so. I don't think this one's got an up and a down. Directional, whatever you want to call it. So a little bit of glue in the center again, just to hold everything down in the center. And back with my liquid glue for the edges. As I said before, you could use double-sided tape on these. It's up to you. Okay. I know, it's like watching paint dry, isn't it? I'm going as quick as I can. And I reckon I'll have to go back in and go closer to my edges because I'm nowhere near the edges. I'll stick this guy on first. That's my... Go that way, Kylie. Give that a good push. I like using the paper pads because, as I said before, no thinking is required because everything usually matches in them. One of these companies has put out a range and they've already done all the thinking for you. So now all my scraps I will use as my tucks, tabs, pockets and tags. So we'll keep those as we're going, apart from all these tiny little ones, of course. Oh, I can feel my tongue moving with my scissors. That one. Nope, oh, I'm all over that one. Right, a little bit of ink on that. As I said before, you don't see a great deal of the envelope on this if you're covering the whole thing. On the inside, I like to give it a little bit of a border. So this time it'll just be a white border. That one we'll keep over there. Those ones we'll chuck in the bin. Put the lid back on that. Like so. Right. Okay. This is our front cover. So with my other one, there you'll see it. It's been done, and I've stamped a little bit on that because that pink was too plain. And I've given it an extra special bit here. They are standard size envelopes. So how do you get these? With some of the paper pads, like these, which are Kaiser Craft, and this is an old one, in the back, they have this, which are little pop-out borders. So I've just used one of those. If you want to, you don't have those sorts of paper pads, have a look. You could use a border punch. Okay, so we'll use a border punch this time just to show you, or you could freehand draw, trace around something, just to give yourself this little bit extra in the flap. To start with, we're going to put something on here, okay, because then we need to do our policy closure. So going back to our paper pad, what have we got in here? Let's have a look. What will go? Don't want the dots. Don't want that. I like that. That's nice. Pink's nice. See, now this paper pad's got those. If you wanted to, you could cut around each of those. Yeah, but they'd make good belly bands as well. Like that. And I like that. And I want those ones for the inside. Right. So I want something that's not going to take away from these. And I want something to make my little piece here, which will be a little bit different because I'm going to use a border punch for this one. So let's have a look here. That all matches in with that one beautifully, doesn't it? Right, so I'm going to trim him off. Needs to be round about 1.5 inches. If I do that at 1.5 inches, and I'm just going to take it over to my trimmer. Right, so I've got 1.5 inches strip there. And that can be stuck down like that. Now, with this one, I'm going to use my double-sided tape because I've got my policy closure on it, and I don't want it to have too much stress on it. So we want that extra oomph of the double-sided tape. So just follow each of those. And that one, I hope I'm still in shot. And the last bit, and I'll put some glue in the centre, just my glue stick in the centre. And put a glue stick, like so. Okay, this one we're using, and I'm thinking I want it that way. So again, I've got no fingernails. I've got one little fingernail left. So let's see how we go. Now, if your double-sided tape is over the edges, to save trying to trim it with your scissors and getting them all gunky, just fold it back on itself. It's nice and thin, so it'll fold back without giving any other bulk. Right. Straight down. And now you can trim around. So just use your scissors, use a knife, use whatever it is that you're happiest using. Right. That's a bit like paint drying too, isn't it? And down. Now we have that. Once again, we'll ink those. Just very quickly. Doesn't have to be beautiful. Just a little bit in there and that side. Right. So, this one we're going to do in a minute. But first of all, we're going to do a little bit on here. So if we use our border punch this time, and out of those sheets that I've pulled out, let's have a look and see what we could use. I really like that. A bit more colour maybe. Let's go that. Right. So just pop it in to start with anywhere you like. Now you're going to match up. This is a Martha Stewart punch, and I'm doing it from a distance. So we're just going to match up these ones so that all you see is the silver. Going back along to our other side. Now you can pick all these border punches up quite often in op shops and marketplace and garage sales, or estate sales as they're called in America. They're probably not something you're going to use all the time, but my word, they're handy. Right, put that over there, get rid of my rubbish. Now I can work out, excuse me, the length that I want on that. So I want it to come out about there. So I'm going to trim it off just past here. Okay, I'll grab my trimmer again. Put that mark on the line. Right. And then I can trim here. So, well, Again, what I'll use is double-sided tape because I don't want it to cover too much of the flap. So, and I'm just going to use a really narrow tape this time. And then I've got something to line it up to as well. Right. So it's going to go like that, and then I can trim off. So I've got a narrow one, really narrow. All the way across there. And then I will trim him off. Move that one out of the way. Fingernails, I tell you. Oh. Might have to use my knife. Like so. That works better. If I set this on my grid and go, I've got extra space with this one because it's longer, so I just want to cover where that tape is. Like so. And now I'm just going to trim straight up. So that I'm still on that angle. And I've got this now. Give that a little bit of a... Any paper punch or border punch will work. Or as I said, you can use the ones that are in your... So now we've got that. So to make our policy closure, little 1/2 inch punch, okay, and some brads. So I want some colours. I'm going to actually put my pocket on this one first, because if I put a pocket, then I can put my policy closure on there. So, don't want that. Like that one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what that's got. I'm going to lose that birdie, aren't I? But I would have that one. That works. So if I go, mark that about here. And to about there. Right, so I'll just trim those. This is going to sit in here like that. My policy closure is going to be over my birdie, but I've still got all this. And what I want to do is take this from about here, making sure this one is going to be there. Let's have a look. To about there. Let's set my ruler there and there. That'll work. So I'm just going to trim from this mark to this mark. Set that on there, put it on an angle, line up my marks with there and there, and trim that off. How's that? Right, so my envelope, what is it, pocket, has been done. So I know where he's going to sit. I'm going to put in this one first, and then I can work out where this one's going to go. Make sense? Good. All right. I'm thinking... I want right. So I want 2 of those. One in here and one in there. Once again, I'll just ink around them. Now I find to get the center of these is I set them back on my grid. So set them on my grid, find the center line. So I'm just using this, you can see that. Even, 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 which will put it round about there. Do the same with the other one. Round about. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. And I want my awl. Hole in that one. Hole in that one, and I missed the mark anyway. Right. Now this is just a really soft foam mat. I'd like centre, so let's have a look. Not with that ruler, we don't like centre. Oh, the smaller bit should. Round about there is centre. We'll go to the centre of that. Go through there again. And with a brad, which I've put out somewhere. Here we go. I'll just use little copper ones. Again, lost fingernails. All right, through that one. Through that one. Turn it over. Flatten them out. And then I tend to take that away and give it a good push. We want it as flat as possible. We're going to cover this anyway. Right. So if this one's just going to sit on here now, because we want to put it on this before we attach it to the front of our folio. So I'm going to sit that on my grid again. Set my ruler on there because I know it's straight because I've run down this way. This is where we're going to go. Okay. To about there. Set that on here. Anyone see the mark? There it is. Same thing with this one. And then with that one. Flatten them out. Brads, split pins, I don't know what everybody calls them. I just call them brads. Right, flatten that out. Give that a good push. I have been known to hit it with the hammer before. And then we can adhere. I'll just move those before I lose them. Then we can adhere this pocket on the front. So 3 sides. Okay. I'm giving myself a border, equal border all the way around. And where's my cloth? Give that a really good push just in case. I use the cloth just in case any excess glue seeps out, and it means that I can wipe it as I go and I don't run the risk of it going on everything else. My hair's falling out. Look at that, sorry. Right, so there's my policy closure, which we'll do up at the end. Inside, we need to do one in here as well. It's up to you whether you want to put this sort of thing on the inside as well. So let's have a look at that. Going that one again. What did I do with that? And I just realised something. I normally put that one on last so that I can cut that, but we'll work around that. That's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It does make it a little bit easier, but we can work around it. That's that side. Making sure you're right up to the top up here. Got to put that all away because floating around. I might. Right, put that away because it's driving me dippy. Right. So as you can see, you can attach that to the back and have it coloured on both sides. How about actually, no, it would have been a good idea. I could have done the whole thing on the back of that, but I didn't do it long enough. Didn't do it in the right spot. It's fine. Back as we were. So I'm going to cover this and I'm going to cover this. So this one I'm going to do in the same ones as that, which was that one, wasn't it? Yes. About 1.5 inches from memory. 1.5 inches. Inch and a half over that, so you can see it wants to go over the little brad, and then I'll bend it back and trim it that way. There won't be much there. Right, so once again I'll use the double-sided tape, peel that one off, which technically has its own double-sided tape on it. And I'll put a bit up the top there. And I'll just use the other glue in here. What around that brad. Okay. Now, back with the scissors, with the knife, Kylie, and lift this up because I'm struggling. Right. And I promise later on I'll put all these bits in the bin. I will. That's covering that. That's covering that. And I just want to trim off that little bit there. See, there's a way around. Might make it a little bit bulkier, but it'll still work. But in hindsight, put this one on last. No, it still closes. Beautiful. Right. So with this one, I want to make him exactly the same size. So if I set it there and trim to there and to there and trim that off. That one. Right. Ink that bit. And ink the top bit, and then I can do the sides when I trim them up so that they match what's already on the folio. This one will have, I don't know why I inked that. Just because I did. Just because I did. All right, so we'll run some double-sided tape again on there. And use the knife to get it off with. And I'm just going to run a strip of tape down this one. Now, and a few dots just to hold these bits in. Doesn't need much. Every now and again. That's why I like these small ones, because I can just dot it. Right. Now it's time to match up our other one. How's that? Oh, yeah, no. Just no. That's not a good match, but you get the gist. Right, so now we'll just trim straight up along here. Like that. And this side. Beautiful. What did I miss? That bit. And I want to do that one. Right. So now what we've got is this. Okay? Really very easy. We're going to pop. Now, so that's ink. We'll pop something on there, but we'll wait until we've got these ones. Now, with these ones, because I want these pockets accessible as well. When we pop something on, I'll give it a border, but I'll finish it about here so that you can see that there's a pocket down there. So I like that. I like that. I need 2 sheets of that though. Oh no, I won't know what I wanted. I said it before, didn't I? I wanted those. That one. And that one. I like those. They're nice. Right. So just a little bit of a border. That's why I use the coffee dyed ones, because then I don't have this stark white there. This one I want to finish about here and about there. So with my trimmer again. So we're into the finishing touches now. It's just a matter of working out what it is you want and going from there. rubbish, and we'll use. This one will go in here, like so. And then I've still got this border, this pocket down here. So when we ink it up, that's what I'm doing now. When we glue it on, we don't want to glue past this section. So we want those, and we want to leave this bit, but we'll glue down here. Make sense? So we'll just do it that way. Get this going down here. And then I can glue my other sides of this one. That way I've got it all glued and I don't run the risk. As you can see, I'm nowhere near the centre at the moment. And I don't run the risk of gluing down my pocket. So even border going around. Cloth. My word, I've got a mess. Sorry. Which should still give us, yep, look. Hold that down. Do this one. Same thing, exactly the same way. Work out where you want him to. Find the pencil. About there. And this one I'm just going to mark where this one was. So I'll do that bit first. And we'll trim that one around. We'll go there. This one will go in here. We'll do exactly the same thing that we just did with our other one. Right, what have I got? 15 minutes, just under, and that's easy because we're just going to use up our scraps now to do all our pockets and tucks. I want that right on the edge. Didn't do the lid up on that one. Going around those. Down. And then with these on, we don't want to do that side. We want to do our other three. Have I got that right? Down. Yes. So same thing. Give us a border. If any luck, it should meet up with the other one. This one's down a little bit further, but that's okay. All right. So, how's that looking? How easy, really, how easy. So time to decorate. So let's say we want to put a belly band in there. Let's go back because I just found those beautiful ones in here. Look at that. Wouldn't that be a bit awesome? So give it a little bit of a border, hopefully, yep, and it'll need trimming down. So you can either adhere it and stick it down or take a little bit off each end if you're a bit OCD'd. That one and that one. And then they match up. A little bit there. A little bit there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right. So if I ink really fast, it looks like I've sped it up. Does that work? Right. So, top and bottom. So I probably wouldn't have used these for anything else, so that works well. And drop it down, straighten it up. This one. Now, in my other one, I did what I call a double pocket. And it was just my scraps. So this bit was actually the bit that was taken out of here. Now, in this one, of course, it's not as large. Nowhere near as large. But there's no reason why I still couldn't do it. We're going to use as scraps. So, let's ink around it. This little guy's going to go in here like that. We want another little pocket behind it, so it's just a matter of using up the bits that you've got. So we're going to just chop him off about there. And about there. What am I looking for? That. Gluing this one on. Do I want it that way? Yeah, might go that way actually. Right. Three down. Here, that one. Straight, kinda. Cloth. Double check. And then this one will just be adhered there and there. And I'm going to lift this one up. Just ran it under there. So we'll just check on that one in a minute. And I'm going to lift this one up like so. Check where I put that glue a minute ago. There we go. Right, double pocket in there, belly band in there, pocket in there. Let's do a pocket on the back. Down with these ones, I think. And look, no measurement. I'm just going to chop off a bit for about that to about there. Not that you can see that really well. All right. Bit of ink, just so that you can see it a little bit better on the page. And we'll adhere that one in. I don't think my glue's coming out very well. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's not coming out at all. Might have to re-look at that. Making sure I'm up the right way. Push that down. Right, look at that. How easy was that? So we'll do our policy closure. We'll just do a little bit of string on there, and then if we've got time, I've got about 10 minutes, we'll start making tags. And all our tags and stuff are our bits. Here we go. Right, so these are all the bits that I've pulled out of that paper pad that we can tuck in. So I want, did I have a sheet of that one? Let's just trim that up. There is no measurement. I've just, all right, put that into a tag. Very quick and easy tag. One there. One there. And trim off, I don't know, about an inch, 3/4 of an inch. That fits beautifully. There's no great thought required. With something like this, you know everything is going to match. It's just a matter of then using your scraps up as you go. Right, so I've got a tag in there. I need something for a belly band in there. What have I got that's pretty? See, I shouldn't have cut those out. That would have looked beautiful in there, wouldn't it? I cut my birdie off. We'll have a look. Oh. Right. Right, I've just chopped a little bit there, and we'll put something on that one. So all of these are white on the other side because they're from a Kaiser Craft paper pad. So it means that you've got journaling posies behind. So also in this pad, I noticed somewhere, oh, we've got these little guys. They're not really me. We've got, there were some other little goldy bits. I saw them. I know I saw them. Oh, look, I've already got a piece out of that. Did I already put, no, look. How's that? Whoops. Do I want gold with gold? I could fussy cut or I could tear. So when in doubt, tear. Go that one. Go that one. It's a little bit stronger. All right. How's that? Right, so we want some very small tags for in here. Now, these ones won't need too much. Got that one. Got that one. Right, got these. That one will fit in there. And I like that. So let's cut those bits off. And that one. Give that a bit of an ink. How to make a very quick tag. And you could decorate these as much or as little as you like. Right, so that one's sitting in there. I want something tag-wise to sit behind it that's still going to show up. What have I got? Here we go. The blues, the pinks. Let's go the pinks. Now, this one will need to be trimmed because we've got this bit here. So it's not going to go past there. So I'm going to need to trim it just a little bit. I'll just take a bit at a time off. Oh, look at that. Right. And that one. Can you actually see the book from my mess? I don't think you can. Hang on. We'll clean it up. Oh, what a mess. Yeah, this is what my desk normally looks like when I'm working. My husband is mortified when he walks past and sees it. Right. You will tuck in there like so. You will tuck in there like so. That's in there. So we've got that one and that one and that one. We've got, of course, our pockets down the side, and we just need something for our back piece. Let's have a look. I've done that. I keep going back to that, don't I? If I take that like that and just cut those bits off, and have that way, that works better, doesn't it? Ugh. On that one, a little bit of ink. Tuck you in now. All right, so like with my other one, I've got a little piece there. It's utilising some of these. So let's just chop that one out. I've got dots so I can follow where I'm chopping. Make another little pocket there, and it's just a matter of adding pockets and bits and bobs and all the rest. Great way to use up all your little bits. Straight down here. Or straight. Let's try for straight. Right. Push that one down. 3 minutes. I'm trying to keep it at an hour. Right, so we've got a little bit there. We could make, I had, not that one. Let's move some of this stuff. And that one, and that one, and that one. No. So let's make a little tag. What about we do that? So if I just bring that over, chop that off about there. Take that one out to there. Chop a little bit further off the top. I reckon we're going to have to. And we'll see how we're going for size. A little bit more. So, doesn't need much, just a little bit. Helps if your glue's dried. A little bit more. You can always take more off. You can't put it back on. Try and straighten it first, Kylie. Look at that. That works. Right. So now we'll put our string on and it's done. You can keep adding more, putting more ephemera on and other embellishments. Look at that. Looks like an old postcard actually. There we go. Right. So let's put our string closure on. I'll just get rid of some of this. and we'll go here. So it's just a ball of crochet cotton. I'll move all those. And I'll move those. And I'll put the lid on that one. Alright. So I'll just chop, I don't know, what is it? A foot, round about 30 centimetres, 12 inches. And then it's just a matter lifting up your little circle punches first to get it under there. Okay, so we've wound it over it. Coming over in a figure of 8 around that side, and then I tend to just sit it down. Chop off your remainder. Chop this one off so it's a little bit smaller. How's that? How quick and easy are they? So we've got this one, and then we've got this one. Look at that. And they just tuck into a journal. Look, they could be given as a gift on their own, by all means. For me, I do them to tuck into a journal. I would probably, with this one, when I've got some more time, I might stamp a little bit on my tags and jazz up my tags a little bit more, but you could do it whichever way you want. I hope you've enjoyed those. I hope you get something out of it. Look at just your plain envelopes. Dime a dozen, as I said before. They're just so easy to work with and come up with different ideas for. Enjoy them. Have lots of fun with them. And until next time, happy crafting. Thanks, guys. Bye.